Good morning, Cappuccino. Welcome to week 3 of distance learning and teaching. And here we are with our warm-up for today. This warm-up looks pretty simple, right? A little basic algebra review, but it is essential for being able to do problem 1E on the assignment that was due today. So some people already turned in the assignment and they were saying, how the heck do you do problem 1E? Okay, so problem 1E, just to remind you, F has a normal distribution with mean of 100 and standard deviation of 25. Find the probability of this. Okay, the rest of these you can just type right into your calculator to figure out the answers of all these other ones. But this one, it's like, what the heck? So the what the heck is that you need to solve for F. Okay, you got to get F by itself before you can put it into the calculator. All right, so there's our big hint. So if you can solve these, then you should be able to solve for F in here, solve this for F in here, and then you can put it into your calculator. All right, so just so that you can make sure you're doing it correctly, I wrote down the answers, and then, of course, I've misplaced them. Where did I put them? There they are. So for the assignment that's due today, these are the answers for 1EI and 1EII. These are the two answers, so you should be getting these, okay? So between this warm-up and knowing what the answers are, hopefully you can get the answers to those problems. If not, I will be having office hours tomorrow, and we can go over that during office hours tomorrow. Or if if I get enough requests, hey, can you just do that problem? Show us how to do it. You know how I always go over the warm-ups the next day, so I will go over this warm-up tomorrow. So if you can't get this warm-up on your own, I will be going over it tomorrow. Okay, so today's assignment is not me talking. I actually looked up some videos for you to watch, and they're about normal distribution. I think they're really interesting. So in today's assignment, you are going to watch a couple of videos, and then there's an assignment attached after the videos, and you're going to do that assignment. So one thing about that assignment is I'm going to give you the answers up front. And I just realized I misnumbered these assignments. Okay, so here's the answers to the assignment. Problem 1 is an essay question, or you have to write a paragraph. Okay, so you have to write about the videos is number 1. So obviously I'm not telling you the answer to that. You need to write it. And then here's the answers for problems 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so these are a little bit more challenging because they are word problems, so you got to take the information from the word problem in order to help you solve it. But do refer to the pages, the textbook pages that I gave you last week to help you solve the problems. Also, I included a helper video. That's not me doing problems, but it's somebody else doing problems that are really similar. Okay, one thing I wanted to address that was kind of bugging me is in these problems that I gave you on Friday, see how some of them have the equal sign and some of them don't? I was trying to figure out what's the difference. And I was looking online and I Googled it, and I can't find anybody doing problems where they use the equal sign. Even when they had word problems where it said inclusive or exclusive, they still just used whatever the value was. They didn't change the way they did it, whether it had the equal sign or it didn't have the equal sign. Kind of was driving me nuts. So if anybody can figure out what is the difference, say between the probability of x is less than 12 and the probability of x is less than or equal to 12, if you can find that out, I would love to know. I was scouring the internet this morning and I could not figure out how would you do them differently, depending on whether it has an equal sign or not. I could not find that online anywhere. What I did find, though, that was kind of interesting is if we have these type of problems, bam, this type of problem, and we wanted to do it without the calculator. How do you do it without the calculator? Okay, so to do it without the calculator, well, we're talking about a normal curve distribution. So we're talking about this, and we're talking about the area under the curve. So let's say I wanted to know what's the probability that my test score is in this part of the curve. Okay, the C plus part of the curve, let's say. What's the probability of getting that? Well, the probability is the same as the area under the curve, the proportion of the area that's under the curve. So what proportion of the area is underneath the curve? Hey, area under the curve, that's calculus. We could integrate. If I know the equation of this curve, and we'll call that f of x, then I could integrate it from here to here, and that would get me the area. Okay, so if we can find the area under the curve, that would be how we could do it by hand. Well, what's the equation of this curve? Kind of looks like a sine curve, but guess what? It's not. It is not a sine curve because it doesn't repeat, right? It doesn't go up and down and up and down. It just goes up once and comes down once. So some brilliant person came up with the equation of this curve. Here it is. Now, you tell me, you want to integrate that? Or let's let the calculator do it. All right, so this is the equation of the normal distribution curve. I'm sure some upper division math course in college, you could perhaps learn the derivation of this, but we are not going to be doing it here. But I just wanted to point it out that yes, it is possible to do these problems by hand, but would you want to? No. All right, that's why that's why we develop technology to help us crunch this stuff, because that would be crazy. All right, so I digress because I was trying to figure out what was the difference between those probabilities with the less than sign and the less than equal sign. Why don't I get different? Why do they have it sometimes with the equal sign and sometimes not? And how do you get the difference in the answer? I couldn't figure it out. If you can figure it out, 10 points extra credit for letting me know. All right, on your mark. Oh, yeah, for the warm-up. For the warm-up, first person who gets it done correctly, 10 points extra credit. 5 points extra credit for let's go for the next 5 people. I'm going to take 6 winners today. All right, winner, winner, chicken dinner. On your mark, get set, math.